Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on? Okay, Knox. Okay. So, it's been 2 weeks since I've been here. In case you guys are wondering, like, how busy I've been. So, last Friday, I do want to apologize for last Friday. I had to cancel very impromptu, and I apologize for that. I was, so for those of you who don't know, I'm opening a dog grooming salon. We had an issue with the floor, just setback after setback after setback. We're finally getting there to the nitty gritty. And I got a phone call from my neighbor, who's also happens to be a weed shop. Okay. And their corporate office up in Albuquerque basically talked down to me the entire time and then brought up like clean air practices and federal regulations and shit. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go down there and figure out what the hell's going on. Meanwhile, the guys I have doing my epoxy floor there capped all the vents. They have fucking air scrubbers in there. Like, I would pour it when they are closed, but they're open 7 days a week, 7 in the morning until 11 o'clock at night. I can't do nothing with that. So I had to go deal with that last Friday. I apologize about that, folks. Also, it comes in threes, I guess. I don't want to give too much detail yet. So I just flew in this morning. I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted. That was a family reunion that I went to when I was out there in Colorado. Had a great time. Got to see a lot of family I haven't seen in years. But it was a short trip. We were there like 2 days. And then flew back. And then I have a very quick turnaround because I have habitually fats that we scheduled months ago that I have to go be a part of with Nick. So doing that. And also one of the things that, has come up and may drastically change my schedule. I don't want to say too much about it, but Knox was feeling kind of bad the other day, so I took him to the vet, and they ran some blood work and stuff, and he just threw up. It's not a big deal, but his blood work was kind of indicative of some other things that are pretty bad. So he's going for more tests on Thursday. Just kind of pray for my dude. Knox is my best buddy. Oh, my camera's not where it's supposed to be. Hold on. Hang on, bud. I got you. So, yeah. So dealing with that on top of everything else. Yeah. Vertical stabilizers. What are those? Vertical tail stabilizers? Yeah. So, yeah, just busy, handling life, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all being here. Ethan, it's Friday. I don't know what's going on in the world. Where's Grandpa Buff? How's the kid? Franklin? Okay, is he safe? Sorry, guys. Yeah, I was out of town for a couple of days, and I kind of needed to unplug, which is really hard to do, with the amount of content and stuff that I create. The Oshkosh video is almost done. You guys should get that. I got to do another State of Mind. I need another What If. In between everything else that I'm doing, dude, I'm going so fucking crazy, man. Luck from Canada. You try to make one little video correcting HLC on errors in his video, and YouTube thinks you're trying to sell guns. You made a video trying to correct me, Oswolf? It's fine. I'm not perfect. What's up, HLC? Big news. I'm going to work for a subsidiary of Ray Ray. Sent you the info on Discord. Aaron, I will have to check that out, my dude. I appreciate you. Who needs to get buried in the desert? Now, this is the thing. That when it comes to the weed shop, I have a nuclear option. And it's nothing illegal. It's perfectly legal, right? It is perfectly legal. But I do have a nuclear option if they continue to get on my fucking nerves. I do have a nuclear option. Again, perfectly legal. It's not vandalization. It's not hurting anyone. It's not, well, I mean, there's some people that are going to be pretty upset about it, but perfectly legal. Completely legal. So remember, if you need help, I know weapons. I have a really bad habit of like reaching out. Oh, the Palace Stupider thing. That was a good joke. That was probably peak for me. But yeah. So flew in this morning. Kind of exhausted because we were out till like 11 o'clock last night, and then I got up at like 5:20 this morning. Got on a plane, slept for about I don't know, a half hour on the plane, drove from El Paso to Las Cruces, picked up the dogs, got moved in, got all the laundry in and stuff like that, took a shower, and then I laid down. And then my phone rang about 4 fucking times. So, yeah, I'm pretty tired, guys. I'm pretty fucking tired. I'm giving it everything I got, but I'm burning the candle at both ends here. What if Mover and Gonky went on unsub, please? So, I did reach out to Eli after I was on Mover and Gonky. I had so much fun with those guys. Honestly, great dudes, humble. Like, I mean, this is the thing. I have very limited experience with pilots. My experience kind of comes secondhand from Weapons, who says that all pilots are kind of like doctors. Like they know they're good to get to where they're at, and they're kind of full of themselves, but they're ultimately one of the bros. And that's kind of how I went into that whole experience with Mover and Gonky. Great experience. Great guys. And right after that, I did shoot a message over to Eli, and I was like, hey, these guys were great. They're both pilots, retired, great dudes. I highly encourage you, and I think the fan base would love it. And dude, Eli, unsub is booked months out now. So don't go on too long. I know, man. I know. I'm trying. Wait a minute. You're a Star Wars fan? I mean, I am a Star Wars fan. Somebody sent me that. I haven't even had a chance to check my P.O. box. I wonder, they're open for the morning tomorrow. I'll go in the morning, and I need a vacation. Who wants a comical law enforcement tale? I like it. I just watched your Afghan Cribs video, and why do you look 36 in it? Experiences may vary. That's what I tell people about war, right? Like, also, for those of you who are out there trying to turn me against Zach, because Zach's take on the USS Abraham Lincoln, it's an important take. And Zach and I have talked, and he's like, hey, everyone's saying that you were calling these guys out and calling them bitches. I'm like, no. I'm saying that everyone who's talking about the USS Abraham Lincoln is trying to blame the current administration. Not their S4, not their supply, not their cooks. I want to see, like, who's ordering what is not getting there. Is it a logistics failure, which again, still not controlled by the administration, or is this an individual soldier or sailor issue? And then, like, the cleanliness of the bathroom. Bro, that's 10 level. You don't have janitors in the military. Maybe the Air Force does. But the rest of the military, you don't have janitors. You are janitors. Like, that's all it is. And if I would have walked into that head or latrine and saw it in that condition, I'd be like, hey, go grab me 4 sailors now. Get the simple green, get the buckets, get the fucking scrubbers, let's go. Right? That is 10 level shit. Like, that is, bottom of the barrel. Everyone does it. I've cleaned toilets. I've scrubbed toilets as an NCO. I've swept floors as an NCO. No one's above it. You keep your area clean. You take care of your area, and you take care of your fucking equipment. And I understand when you're exhausted. I get it. I fucking get it. But yeah. Janitor Supervisor E4. Yeah. It's so this is the thing. What I was trying to explain to everyone, and maybe I didn't articulate it as well as I could have, is it is no more President Trump's fault, the conditions on that ship, than it was President Obama's fault, my conditions in Afghanistan. I don't blame the president. Never blame it. Who the fuck is he? I'm out in the middle. He said, send more troops. We want to end this war. I was part of the more troops. Like, it is what it is, right? So, but I tell everyone, deployment experiences may vary. Some people had green beans, coffee. Some people had air conditioning. It is what it is, right? But this whole, like, dick measuring contest that the military has come down to is wild, man. It really is. And I will tell you, you guys have seen, I've been on there with Tyler Gray. I've been on there with Terry, the guy who helped shoot one of the, I am the captain now, Somalis, right? Fucking pipe hitters. Hardcore dudes. Most humble, down-to-earth guys you'll ever fucking meet. And that's what I've realized, is these dudes who beat their chest aren't the hardcore guys you think they are. They're not. Because all the dudes who out there, because, like, when you're one of those guys, being scary is easy. So you don't want people to be afraid of you. It's all these fake tough guys that ride Harley Davidsons and are fucking accountants, right? Like, bikers in general, it's kind of just a strange idea. Friendly reminder, everyone who's part of a 1% motorcycle MC at one point in time voluntarily became other men's bitch. I'm sorry, it's the act of prospecting. Not my choice. You could say the same thing about the military, that I was the bitch of a bunch of drill sergeants. Hey, it is what it is. Some of us cannot spell. Did I misspell something? Did I spell hiatus wrong? I feel like I did. Sorry. Hello from Massachusetts. Is that how you spell Massachusetts? I feel like that's incorrect. Also, I have a bone to pick with geography in the United States. I have a bone to pick, okay? My bone to pick is we refer to the Pacific Northwest as the Pacific Northwest. In my mind, that includes Washington, Oregon. I mean, yeah, like British Columbia and shit like that, right? Like that's a Pacific Northwest. We're just talking about American here, right? But like Nick is in Iowa, and he considers that the Midwest. But if you took a map of the United States and drew a line straight down it, Iowa is northeastern central United States. It's not Midwest. Midwest is like Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, fucking Nevada, New Mexico. Like that's Midwest. I just got a problem with American geography. That's my issue. But we also don't refer to like Pennsylvania and New York and Massachusetts as the Atlantic Northeast. Why don't we do that? Why is that not a thing? Or Florida is the Atlantic Southeast. No one refers to it as that, but we have the Pacific Northwest? Whack, bro. No, I get it. You know, this is the thing. Weapons is like it's history. I'm tracking history. You know what else has been history? Daylight savings time. Also fucking stupid. Sometimes history needs to change. 1600, slavery came to the United States. 1865, we abolished it. Sometimes things in history need to change. All right? I kind of inadvertently compared daylight savings time to slavery. Never mind. Question, if you could send one weapon system back to World War II and tech manual for it, they could reverse engineer, what would it be? Ooh, wonderful question. Wonderful question. One weapon. One weapon. Because you got to understand, so weapons nowadays are precise. Weapons in World War II were just devastating, right? Like precision wasn't really a big deal back then. It was like accuracy through volume in most things. I mean, I could send a Patriot system back, but you'd run out of interceptors super fast. Oh, that's a wonderful question. Are computers weapons? That's a valid argument, though. Like that's a... Because my brain immediately goes to my favorite machine gun, but it was there in World War II, right? The M2 heavy barrel 50 caliber machine gun, John Moses Browning's Revenge, was there. Okay. That's a wonderful question. That kind of stumped me. One weapon or weapon system. You know what? Actually, I think I know it. Wolfram says C-17, not a bad idea. Logistics, and I mean, you can use them as a bomber. Like, I totally get that. A-10 Warthog, also a really good choice, and could fucking devastate. The drawback of the A-10, and it's not anything against the A-10, it's all modern aircraft, is the amount of firepower it has on board. Like, if an A-10 had infinite ammo, it would body the entire Imperial Japanese Air Force, right? Like, without question. But I think, hold on, and some of you may not like this, an AWACS. An AWACS can detect air, it can detect surface, it's an ISR asset. You would know what was coming and exactly where it was far earlier than anybody else in World War II, which would give allies the upper hand. I think that the AWACS, right? Like, use the weapon systems we have, but use the surveillance from, the future. I think that might be the play. Kid HLC's benching again. Prayers for Knox. I love my pups. That is my best buddy in the whole wide world, man. He's Tomahawk. Yeah, but it's a finite. I mean, they could mass produce back then. Just a couple of P3s would have massively changed the battle in the Atlantic. Yeah. My thought process is early warning, right? Because then you can know what is coming at you, where exactly it's at, and I mean, you can really put some hurting on those guys. But how exactly would the AWACS work? Wasn't radio still a new thing? It wasn't a new thing. Like, radios were alive and well. You would probably have to cross-train like a code talker on board the AWACS to relay information to forces on the ocean and or ground. I think someone said poor Buff. Don't get me wrong, love the B-52. And when he asked the question about weapon system, I thought like I could either do the B2 or B-52 or one of the bombs the B-52 could drop. I couldn't do both. Like, that's the way my brain. Now, if you could do both, it'd be like, well, fucking nukes, baby. Just call it a day. You know, let him have a good one. But like, that's the way my brain interpreted that question. This is a solid question. Oh yeah, one card goes wrong, it's over. Yeah, maintaining the AWACS, big time. There's two absolutes in air defense, and I feel like this goes for all sensors. The better your radar is, the less reliable it is. It's a weird paradigm. If you have a really good radar that has great fidelity, it's got good power, you can reconfigure it, the mapping is solid, the fucking, you know, the ducting is, you can combat ducting, and you can do all the cool shit with it. It is woefully unreliable. Fact, you take a Patriot radar, working perfectly fine. You pack up the outriggers, put it on the truck and all that shit, you march order it, or prepare for movement is what it's called now. You move it 3 inches forward, and you set it back up, you're going to have a fault. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's a big fault. Sometimes it's not. It's just, if I tried to comment on the USA only watching CNN, I'd be wrong to advertise this national gun buyback. Only one state participating, main error. Oh, really? That gun buyback was only one state, and it wasn't CNN. I got who the fuck was that from? I usually try and I might have been short on time, so I might not have double checked that one. That's on me. I accept that. Brother, take a week off. You're visibly struggling. I appreciate that. And so here in next month, my wife is going for surgery. It's going to be a bit of a long recovery. She's okay. So during that time, I'm going to just focus on, like, you know, taking care of her, do the content on top of dealing with the dog grooming salon and everything else. So yeah. Patriots are funky. I mean, they go hard. Southpaws for buff. My man. Vertical mode, stream, can't play in background. Oh, really? Oh. I did not know that. I don't think I've ever done a vertical stream on fucking here. Uh-oh, Anthony. You said something and Wolfram deleted it. Oh my gosh. Remember, when in doubt, blame the current administration instead of those actually responsible. Bro, ain't that the fucking truth? Like, here's the thing. You guys know I'm critical of everyone, right? If I think you're making a poor decision, a poor tactical decision or something like that, I will absolutely call you out. That one's not on him. And the argument, well, he sent them there, regardless of the circumstances. Our logistics infrastructure should be able to support those sailors anywhere in the world. Period. We've accidentally, it was like late 1980s, early 1990s. We accidentally ordered more shit than most nations can get. It was a carrier, and they fucked up some numbers on an NSN and accidentally ordered an Abrams turret. And it was delivered to an aircraft carrier. I don't know how, but it was delivered. If you do a separate vertical stream, you'll double your numbers. Really? I just do this to talk to everyone, man. Bone picking question. You got a bone to pick with me. You're wrong, HLC. Argument over. What do they call Colorado then? What about Colorado? Colorado's Midwest-ish. Kristen Kennedy, oh, here's some money for your wife. Take her out.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Play. Oh, here's some money for your wife. Take her out to eat. Let her know how important she is, because you never know when things are gonna go wrong. This is my gift to your wife, Mrs. HLC.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kristen Kennedy. And yeah, you know, we're gonna take care of it. You know, if God forbid something terrible happens or something like that, I told her, you know, I'll see her on the other side. I'm just gonna, you know, go. I'm just kidding. I'm not. Oh my God, YouTube will fucking take that down for legal purposes. I'm kidding. M4 with a 203. Well, they had thumpers back in World War II. The 40 Mike been around a long time. I think they had the thumper in World War II. I'm almost positive. I know Vietnam, but maybe World War II. I'm off the top of my head, I'm not super familiar. How exactly would the oh yeah, go there we go. Not send the kid so he can get an intercept. The kid would run out of ammo super quick. I mean, they wouldn't be able to do anything against him, but he would run out of ammo so fast. No 40 millimeter in World War II. Hold on, not the grenade, but Bofors was there. Bofors has been around a long time. Okay, you don't slander the Bofors. Do you think the USA now is like Iran in 1979 before being taken over by extreme Islamists? England is closer. So here's the thing, right? it's a significantly more nuanced problem. And the reason it's so nuanced is the United States has always been a nation of immigrants, legal immigrants, right? Now, our laws have changed over the years because the threat has changed over the years. Now, I want you to know, I'm glad you brought up extreme Islamist, because Islamic extremism is dangerous in any country, regardless of that country's affiliation. Even Islamic countries, Islamic extremism is fucking dangerous, okay? Super dangerous. As for them taking over, no, I don't think so. But I do see a significant change in maybe not immigration policies, but so here's the thing. Anywhere you go, you have to assimilate. That's all we ask. That is it, right? If I move to Poland, I have to learn to speak Polish. And I have to follow, if there's something that they do that I find incredibly strange, but it is accepted in their culture, I need to conform. Even if I don't partake, I can't tell anyone else what not to do because of my beliefs. Can't do it. The same goes for any nation that, any people that want to come to the United States, right? If you want to come here, please do, but assimilate to the American culture. Assimilate to what we enjoy, what we don't enjoy. And yes, I saw the flyers or pamphlets that they're giving to the immigrants that are going into the United Kingdom, and I'm going to go fucking ham on that. Like, I would like to not make fun of the United Kingdom, right? On the rare occasion they get a W, right? I don't want to make fun of them. But if you have to spell out in black and white what consent is, those are not the people you want in your country. That's a difference of culture. That is a drastic difference of culture. I got problems with that. Send AH-64s. They would be putting in work. I can tell you not to murder people. Yeah, no, that's a fair thing, right? Like but you're telling someone not to break the law. Not hitting the button, but that fraud investigator has to see it. Are we talking about Shirley? Nick Shirley? But as for us being like Iran in 1979, I don't think so. Iran screwed themselves in 1979. So I did a whole video about it, and I kind of like looked at everything. And Iran experienced the White Revolution prior to the Islamic Revolution from 1973 to 79. They were prosperous. Their GDP was growing exponentially. They were their economy was like 10% increase annually a year. Like it was annually a year. That's redundant. Great. After the Islamic Revolution, 0.5%. Now there's an argument to be made that that's because all Western cultures cut them off, and that's very fair to say. Also, if you start aligning with people that we don't like, we tend to not support you. That's fair. You need help there in Minnesota. Would I sail the USS Constitution? Fuck yes, I would. Send NVGs back. They had NVGs, preliminary ones, in World War II. They were like the size of a birdhouse. They were not good. But NVGs, that goes hard. Reporting in, brothers. 8 days into the chemo. Fuck yeah, don't give up. 5 more weeks to go. Headaches are brutal, but beyond that, I'm hanging tough, buddy. Eyes on the prize. That's all you got to do, Spiky Mike. I want to see you keep coming back here, my guy. What is my opinion on JDAM IRs? You mean ERs? Extended range? Or extreme range? An important potential upgrade. Because your munition reaching further inside enemy territory is always a benefit. You always want your munition to reach further, so you have options. That way you ain't got to endanger the launchers. Always a good idea. Germans had the vampire system. Is that you were talking about modern ones? Because I think vampires... No, vampires, the thing on the back of the technical. I think Nick did a video about it. Wasn't that the vampire? Saw Afghan Cribs the other day. Instant classic. Dude, I love the strong point, honestly, and it's a weird thing about the military. The further you are off the beaten path and away from the flagpole, usually the happier you are. I tell you, my second deployment when I was in UAE with Patriot, I hated it compared to fighting for my life in Afghanistan. Genuinely. Because you're so close to everyone and every Tom, Dick, and Harry, 1-star, full bird, 3-star, 2-star, congressman, the fuck. We had to give a site tour to the Miami Dolphins cheerleaders. What the fuck do they even care about a Patriot missile defense system? But no, they showed up out there. And I was like, I got shit to do. None of them want anything to do with me. They're here on a USO tour. I don't care. I got filters to change, ComSec to change over. I got maintenance to do. Like, I don't care. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, cheerleaders, that's awesome. But at the same time, like, I got shit to do, man. I'm tired. HLC, Long Range Tactical Scrot, is a crowd favorite. Good God. If I wanted to pit you against Zach, I'd have you state of mind on the Battle of Milne Bay and point out Aussie militia turned Japanese back before U.S. Hey, I'm very unfamiliar with that battle, and that's probably because American education system. Every country, it's a little bit of indoctrination, but it is also teaching history. We always try and, it's always the good guys that win. We say that. Always the good guys win. So your video behind enemy lines, why did you mistake the SA-9 shot for the SA-13 OSA? So, bro, for the life of me, I couldn't find it. Like, when I paused that video, I was like, dude, nothing looks right. Nothing looks right. I literally ended up Googling. Let me see if I can pull it up right now. Oh, now you want to lie to me. Now Google says it's an SA-13. I swear on my life that it said SA-8. I swear to God, because I was like, that doesn't look like an SA-8 at all. That's on me. That's on me. I don't know everything about everything, but my point still stands. Missile had endless fuel. That's my take on immigration. I'm not against it, but if you want to come here, U.S. or any other country, learn the damn culture. It's not rocket science. Exactly. Assimilation to the culture. If I move to an Islamic nation, guess what? I have to observe Islamic values and traditions. Even if I don't participate during Ramadan, I'm not going to be going out to eat and stuff like that because most of the places are shut down during the daytime. You have to observe those things. I have to learn to speak Pashto or Farsi or Arabic or whatever they speak in that Islamic nation, right? Like, you have to assimilate. That's all we ask. Try to put my new comp on my 1911. Turns out I need a different spring cap. Also, post office yet. No, I need to do it tomorrow. I just flew back in this morning. Wiki and Google are notoriously biased. Yeah, that's my fault. That's on me. Yeah, the vehicle identification was wrong. I talked about AFVID and I fucked up AFVID. That's on me. So in your 1911, I actually just got a FRT for my AR that I built with Ryan over at Denver Bullets, that video that I made on Pepperbox. Watch a little bit in Texas. You made Poland sound like a pedophile. I hope Poland returns to acting a desperate lady asking for the kid. How did I make Poland sound like that? Please tell your nephew is going to be a 14 series. I'll have every Sunday wait for him. No. He decided. So originally he wanted to work with drones, which makes sense, right? It's an expanding area. Got it. Well, now maybe not. I don't know. I got to look into that whole situation. But he ended up picking MP. I was like, you're the most hated MOS in the United States military, right? He's like, yeah, I don't care. Okay, you do you, boo-boo. But if he doesn't learn to fucking drive better, because he keeps on getting tickets, he's had to do a live at 25 3 times. He's been court-ordered 3 times to do a live at 25. I told him, I was like, look, bro, once you're in, I mean, he's already signed on the dotted line, so he's technically belongs to Uncle Sam already. It's indentured servitude, human trafficking. I was like, once you get in, you get a speeding ticket, your NCO will tell you you're not driving. And guess what? You're not driving. I was like, and you're an MP. That's going to be a problem. And you get enough tickets, they'll revoke your secret clearance. And guess what? You become this thing called needs of the Army, which means cook or off chance 11 Charlie. Sorry, man. Tell us more about hypersonics. Depends. Do you want the American version or the everybody else version? Well, the Western version or everybody else? Is Angry Cop's going to be a drill sergeant while your nephew's at basic training? No, but I wish he was. Rich would have, but this is the thing. You know, I made that video about my nephew going to basic and they're like, oh, bro, that's fucked up. Drill sergeants are so restricted by 350-6 nowadays. It's like, it is what it is. What's wrong with cooks? Nothing wrong with cook. Food service specialists are important in the military. Every military runs on their stomach, but it's one of the few MOSs in the United States Army where you will never need a secret clearance. Great news to lift your spirits. I'm about to leave my starting to be toxic job and go one better for me. Hell yeah. Know your worth. So this is the thing. That's what I tell everyone. And Nick had to explain it to me, right? People ask like why, I kind of just told the truth about my injuries and let the Army, retire me. We all have a finite number of minutes and seconds on this planet. How much is your time worth? And aside from, like, yes, I make a living doing this. There's no doubt about it. I get to make people happy for a living. I get to make people laugh. And to me, that is worth way more than any paycheck I could earn in the military. I'm not needed. I think that every good leader knows that there's a time when they need to bow out because they're no longer as useful to the team as they should be. Like these dudes who stay in 30, 35, 40 years, what do you have to identify with that 18, 19-year-old coming in? Nothing. You have none of the same experiences. Zero. Get out of the way, you fat generals, and go do something else. Sorry, personal opinion. Talking about you, General Dauber. I can say that now. I hate that sumbitch so much. Have I heard the news of Provo Canyon School? I have not. Is it another school? Pew pew. Fuck, man. They could put him on permanent gate guard duty. Yep. He's just a cook under siege. Oh my God. Did you guys hear? I mean, it was a Twitter thing. I think it's old news, but apparently, Steven Seagal sold his like $1.4 million mansion in Russia and the Russian IRS seized all of it, wouldn't release it to him, which is hilarious. HLC on HLC, crypt that whole decision with South Korea and stopping military exercises is so special needs. So okay. I don't know everything about that situation yet. Again, I was with family. I was kind of learning, a little bit here and there on that one. As for like shrinking our dedication to the exercise, negligible effect on readiness. Negligible effect. Schmoozing up to one of the last dictators on the planet, hard pass. Hard fucking pass. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Okay. However, there's been an increasing, what's the word I'm looking for? Hatred. I guess we'll go with hatred for U.S. forces in Korea. I am very much a person to, you think you can do it better? Best of luck to you. I'm very much one of those people. And if the South Koreans got an issue with American forces there, it plays, it's a strategic location and it's a bounding point for us to get into Asia. It has some importance, but it's not the end of the world. If the Koreans think they can do it better, best of luck. All yours. Have at it. As soon as U.S. forces leave Korea, I wouldn't doubt that Kim Jong-un starts throwing shit at South Korea. That's a you problem, bro. You wanted us to leave. So I'm very much one of those people like, you think you can do it better? Go ahead and do it. What's the topic? Bro, we're all over the place. talking about right now the oh man, the President Trump's whole take on the trying to shut down the exercises in U.S. forces, South Korea, USFK. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I figured out, guys? I saw a post the other day. I think it was on his Instagram or Twitter, and it was probably the realest thing I've ever heard. It just said, "Who won the election? The government." Shit. That just put a hold, like, it doesn't matter Republican or Democrat, the House always wins. Damn. And hold on. And before anyone comes at me saying, like, well, the government has done some good things, I'm going to bring up two things: gas cans and weed burners. Tell me, government, look me in the eye and tell me that government regulation made gas cans better. Lie through your damn teeth. I dare ya. And then weed burners, I bought one, and I already had to fucking adjust the valve and like duct tape the thing open because it's designed a certain way. No. The government always wins. Are we blackpilling today? Bro, tires in Cali. Yeah. Ambivalence to government and politics is not a good way to go through life. Just don't bring up here. HLC shouldn't, but he does all the time. I do. Went trap shooting with my buddy today. It's always a good time, man. I'm not good at it, but I like doing it. It's like golf. I'm shit at golf, but I like golfing. I lose like 30 balls. Doesn't matter. I have a bucket full of them. But I like driving the cart drunk. That's fun. Pretty good at that. 50 shells, 12 gauge with 2 that went off at once in an over under. Ooh, my shoulder's not happy with me. Hell yeah, it's not, my dude. Exhaust regulations, propane. Yep. Fuck them safety gas cans. I feel like it's going to be like one of those things, you're going to be on Marketplace and someone's going to have a gas can for sale for like $700. Why is this gas can? And they're going to be like, it's pre-gas can fucking regulation, 1997. And you're like, oh shit, I'm going to pay for that gas can. Like, dude, gas can regulation. Anytime I think the government is like on our team, I have gas cans post fucking regulation gas cans in my garage, and I see them ballooning up in the heat and then shrinking in the cold, and I can never fucking use them properly, and they leak all over the damn place. I'm like, I hate this. I hate this so much. HLC like gold. He should go with Tackett. I love Tackett. Tackett's good people, man. Tackett, I fucking love Tackett. Me and Tackett do plan on oh shit. A U.S. military aircraft vanished from radar after issuing a distress signal. Where? E3 Sentry. Yeah, it was squawking 7700 before disappearing from public flight track radar while operating in the Strait of Hormuz. I hate Iran. Not the people. Well, the Persians, the ethnic Persians. I don't. I feel terrible for them. And if you're somehow an ethnic Persian in Iran and you're watching this somehow because you have a VPN and they haven't found you and beheaded you yet, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if help is coming. You got to do this one on your own, man. I'm sorry. Oh my God. E3G in the Gulf. In the video, Poland is offering candy and help me find a puppy. Yes. Fair enough. Now I know what you're talking about. Now I remember that. Dude, I make so many videos, man. Battle of Milene Bay? I've never heard of this battle. Again, American education. Is during the time of Guadalcanal on a different island, overshadowed by Guadalcanal. That tracks. American supremacy. That's just what we do, man. So when Nick says U.S. solo Japan, you can let him know coastal artillery were there too and 46 combat engineers from the Aussies. I say the same shit that we basically soloed Japan, but the Dutch helped. The Aussies helped. I think the Kiwis were a part of it too. New Zealand. The Filipinos. It's just none of them had a like significant naval presence. And I don't mean like you had no naval presence. I'm just saying like it wasn't comparable to what we were throwing at, into the water, right? Nothing bad. We did way more than the Dutch. He's like, fuck the Dutch. You're a funny guy. Not haha funny. What? I am funny. I'm funny. I developed an X-ray thermal camera with tape on an FPV drone. Government will buy it because it gives everybody super cancer. I lost my Brewster's millions from my last drone invention. I live under a bridge. Okay. Okay, the bucket dealer. I'm going to tell you something right now. I find it highly unlikely that the government would not fund that project. Okay? I know Uncle Sam. They wouldn't care about giving someone super cancer if it meant killing more bad guys. Bad is kind of an arbitrary term at this point. But yes, I find it highly unlikely. I don't think you invented this drone. I don't think you created it because I find it highly unlikely that the government would pass on that. What are you bringing up? Advance through the South Pacific. Yes, the South Pacific. After the fall of the Philippines and Bataan, I mean, they were heading for Australia. Like, we knew that. The Imperial Japanese Navy, like, they were building up and they were trying to get to Australia. Without question. I know that was because you could circumstantially cut off America's entire access to the Pacific. Then you would need the Aleutian Islands and Guam and Hawaii and all that stuff, but that was there. Yeah, until Midway. Midway was a big change. ALC? Am I ALC? Oh, I know life has been giving you the middle finger, but remember, only the good die young, so keep being a badass. Much love from the community. Thank you so much, Stegs. I really appreciate that, my guy. I just got it now. The E3 thing, I just got it now. Gappers! Is it going to play? Oswolf came in right before you, so as soon as that one disappears, I bet. There we go.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Okay, chat, let's not jump to conclusions. Aircraft like the E3G are old as fuck. 7700 is just a general emergency code, which is anything the pilot decides to declare an emergency.
Yes. Holy
Would you
shit,
intercept me?
Wither! Damn, Wither!
I'd intercept me.
I'm getting drunk for my birthday. He'll be around.
Shouldn't you be on the clock right now? Aren't you like my government agent, the one that they've issued to me? Tag it in HLC new show. Long and longer balls. His might be longer than mine. We've never dropped trow and compared. California's trying to regulate what type of tires we can put in our cars. I hate that. I hate that. Like, that's overreach. That's overreach, man. That is California's vehicle laws, like no modifications to vehicles, just irritates the living piss out of me. I don't like it. I understand. So when you start packing people densely into an area, you have to regulate things to kind of keep the peace. And all you really do is just restrict everybody because humans are tribal by nature. Like, okay. For example, I went to that Formula 4 school with Eli and the gang, right? So much fun. 10 out of 10, right? It is... Number one, it is a humbling experience. You figure out you're not as fast as you think you are.
Would you intercept me?
Ah, shit, you're right.
I'd intercept me.
Oh shit, you're right.
God damn it, Wither. It is a very humbling experience, first of all. You know, you think you're fast on the road, and then you're put onto a track with people who the only thing that is slowing you down, the only thing telling you to go any slower is a sense of self-preservation, right? But anyways, when I see these dudes with these chop muffler fucking Mustangs, I don't know why it's always Mustangs. They're always ungodly loud. And I'm like, I was on the track with race car Shelbys and they weren't that loud. You're just a dickhead, right? Like you're just an asshole. There's nothing cool about that. Honestly, if I was a woman, I would have so much fun with that shit. I'd find a dude with a really loud exhaust and be like, wow, your exhaust is so loud. That makes me think that you want to fuck. And just see what happens. Probably wouldn't do anything with them, but I would just make fun of it. Women have no idea how much power they have with that, although it could end up in a very, very bad way. There are Dodge Chargers like that too. Bro, I love it when they get like a performance exhaust on a V6 Charger. Look, it's not my place to say anything about anyone's financial decision, but with 100% certainty, there is not a single person on the face of this planet who, if money was not an object, would own a V6 Mustang or Charger. Period. Period. Do I miss Fort Sill yet? I miss the fishing. Did I just hear that right? E3 shot. We don't know if it shot down. It was squawking 7,700, then it dropped off flight radar. Now, flight radar is a commercially available thing. They could have just shut off their ADS-B. We don't know yet. But squawking 7,700 right before disappearing it's a little concerning, but it could be that they just had an emergency and then shut off their ADS-B and headed for the nearest, landing strip or wherever they could put that thing down. Very likely. I've driven 120 miles per hour. It's scary, but a medical emergency. I'm very happy at 220, 240 in the controls of an SJN5. Yeah, no, that race car, their little 160 horsepower turbo 4 cylinders, they were so much fun. I had it pinned in the 3/4 of the way through 6th gear because I'm a big guy, right? So everyone else was getting over 200 kilometers an hour. I was only getting to about 185. And I would let off the throttle coming up over this hill because it was blind. And I still had a little ways to go, like maybe 150 yards before the turn. And like, that was the main thing that I couldn't get over is they were like, you need to stay into it all the way until the corner. And I'm like, but it's scary. Why would I do that? It's scary. And they're like, no, you need to stay. This is racing. This is racing. So when you're faced with that, so like when I see people driving on the road, like weaving through traffic, you know who weaves through traffic and drives like super fast on roads? Poor people. I associate anything that irritates me now with poor people. Drive under the speed limit, poor people. Speed, poor people. Little Caesars, there's a long story to that, poor people. I haven't eaten Little Caesars in like 6 years. I don't know how someone calls in an order for Ethan and you stand there for 20 fucking minutes while some fat Latina torta lady has her equally fat child load like 37 hot readies into her fucking car while I'm standing there, and then you pull it out of the warmer and it says Evan on it, you dumb. I just associate anything that is a mild or moderate inconvenience for myself with poor people now. It doesn't even make any sense. I'm aware. Ford GT has a twin turbo V6. Yes. The newer ones. A lot of guys like the Coyote 5.0. I feel targeted out on a V6 Charger with a Flowmaster exhaust system. Okay, I'm not being a smartass. Geist, if money wasn't an object, right? You do what you can afford, right? Everyone lives within their means. But if money wasn't an object, would you still own a V6?
Would you intercept me?
How'd you dare?
I'd intercept me.
How dare you slander Little Caesars?
Hey, man, I haven't eaten there in like 6 or 7 years, ever since that moment. Ever since that, I was so pissed off that night. The government is like my table saw, mostly useless. When do I need it? It wants to separate me from my fingers. Coastal artillery and combat engineers were U.S. Are we talking about the Battle of Bataan, the 200th Coastal Air Defense Artillery, or Coastal Defense Artillery, holding out in Bataan when General MacArthur ran to Australia because he's a colossal fucking bitch? I hate MacArthur. I will return. You know what? This is the thing. Only Americans can. That is the one thing. I will give that to other country. Only an American general can make a speech about running away, and we will treat it as if it's a badge of honor. I'll give that one to him. I'll give him that one. Get real pizza, Little Caesars for poor people. Exactly. That's what I associate with it now. Did you lose a bet, the pinky? You have an inline 6, but it's 15 liters. Not fair. That's probably Detroit or Caterpillar. Maybe Cummins. They all make pretty big ones. Like 4 1/4, like 15 liters. That's like 600. They're thinking about changing the name as it's not keeping with tradition. What name? I might have missed some things. Hang on. I'm like way behind. My bad, guys. My bad typing. ALC could have been the beers when you're going to use your gonna see you on unsub again. They wanted me out there at the end of this month. Unfortunately, schedule conflicts. I'm not able to make it. But there is more habitually fat coming. I got to go handle that like very, very soon. Unreasonably soon. California's having its way with the population. They're even going real slow with it too. What the fuck, dude? I have a theory. Some may call it a conspiracy theory. I did bring it up in the group chat. I brought it up. in the group chat that I have with like Brandon, Cody, Nick, Eli, a bunch of the wives, Show, Dave, all of them. I brought it up. I genuinely believe, and you can quote this, that California will go red in our lifetime. It was in the 80s under Reagan, but I feel like it'll go red in our lifetime, and here's why. Because all the people that voted for the stupid policies are like, this sucks. This isn't what I wanted the government to do. Imagine that, right? And they run away. And they go to Colorado, Texas, all these other places.
I'd intercept me.
Me personally, I want a Ford Fox Body 5 liters V8.
Fox Body 5.0 has some drip, man. Fox Body 5.0 is hot. But anyway, so all these idiots vote for these stupid policies that are against their own interests. And then they run to everywhere else. And they're like, well, this is too conservative, or this is too, this. We need to regulate this. We need to, and they're doing the same thing. I think in my lifetime, California will go red, and there's a possibility Texas will go blue. I don't like it any more than you guys do. But in the Electoral College, California going red's a pretty good place. It's like 55 votes. Nope. You don't understand California. There's an endless supply of idiots who do what they're told. I could be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong on that. I'm willing to be wrong. But there's like a mass exodus out of California, and they're going into all the more conservative states, and they're voting for the same policies there. And then people in those conservative states are like, I'm getting tired of this. Like, I know I lean more conservative. I'm not diehard one way or the other. I think that the answer for everybody is to find out what is important to you and then kind of figure out who from what political affiliation really fulfills your needs as an individual the most, as a constituent. But like, I'll never go back to Colorado. Never in a million years. And I told my missus, if New Mexico keeps on the way it's going, I'm out. I'll be totally honest with you. And you guys can clip this. I don't care. I don't care if Adolf Hitler runs for office here in Las Cruces, okay? I don't care. Whoever the hell shows up and says we're going to deal with this homeless population. Got's my vote. I don't care. Red, blue, green, fucking indifferent. I don't care if it's Genghis Khan, Adolf Hitler, or fucking Reagan brought back from the dead. Do not give a shit. Whoever can deal with it. I hate the homeless population here. They shit behind my business. There was a catheter behind my business, a used male urine catheter. Yeah, clothes. They were chilling back there eating fucking boxes of cereal. I'm over it. Minnesota will go red as well. Really? Maybe. Ah, shit, you said to clip it. Now Brandon's going to have Nazi friends by association. I just want the homeless population dealt with. That's my thing here, right? I told you Buff had a great 3-part solution. Part 1, bring back asylums. There are some people that you just can't help. And I'm sorry. We need to regulate them so that way we're not doing experiments. Number 2, expand drug rehabilitation centers. And how do you convince people that their tax dollars are going to go to that? Because they don't want to pay more taxes? Well, that's where number 3 comes in. You can use physical violence to remove them from your property. You get these hands or you get better. Those are your choices. Go somewhere else. Oh my God, please someone immediately start on Resurrected Khan. Okay. That's what I love about the Mongolians. They conquered like basically most of the known world and have done nothing since. They haven't bothered anyone. They're like, we got these fucking throat singers, man. Like, we're doing this. These Chinese guys built this big ass wall to keep us out. Now we don't even care. We don't even give a shit anymore. They beat Russia in the winter, which is, hey, there's a first time for fucking everything. I mean, they did a lot of really impressive shit. And then they just, like, after he died, they were like, we're good. I'm just chilling. They don't bother anyone now. Didn't they clear like 12% of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere? Yeah, they changed the carbon footprint of humanity. They killed so many people. Yeah, they gave us Mongolian barbecue. Yeah, and they're just like, we're not hurting nobody now. I don't even know who Mongolia aligns with. They're right between China and Russia. I have no idea if they're friendly or not because they never make any noise. They're just like, we're Mongolia. We do Mongolian things. What's the story about the Gerald R. Ford still under construction being named USS Trump instead of USS Doris Miller? I genuinely want more. I have not heard of that. Realistically, I wouldn't doubt it. Look, you got to understand when everyone's like, oh, Trump is a narcissist. To be a politician, you have to be a narcissist. I'm sorry. You just have to. You have to look around and say, I can do this better than all these people. You have to be some level of narcissist. What video game would you want to be in if you had the power of the American military behind you? What video game? I was going to say Titanfall, but that's really fucking scary. Huh. Empyrean Galactic Survival. Because I'd build spaceships and take tanks into space and go fight other shit. Helldivers? I mean, we basically have everything America has there now. Remember, if you vent your slurs in Buff's voice, you won't get in trouble. Well, shit, let me tell you about the black ones. No, I'm not doing it. Oh, man, I think I got way behind. Let me see. Minnesota's going to go red too. I mean, possible. So if you're in Minnesota, and I genuinely want to know because I'm curious, because there's what the news says, and the news wants us to be afraid of fucking everything. But then there's what's actually happening. So like down here, I live like not too far from the border. Like Las Cruces is like 50 miles from the Mexican border. And it has affected 0 people who work in the fields. Because they all live in Juarez. They hop on a bus at like 4 a.m. They come up here, they pick the crops, and then they go right back. Right? It has affected 0 of them. They all still have their work visas. It has affected no one here. No one gives a shit, right, about the immigration thing. But I hear that Minnesota, their entire population is changing because of the amount of revocations of like, not amnesty, what's the word I'm looking for? Asylum. I'm genuinely curious. Can I not talk politics? No, too bad, we're in it. Coastal Artillery, we're at Milline Bay. Say, I've never even heard of this place. I'm going to have to look. I got to look. Can you chat people, not trick him into talking about politics? Too bad, we're here. Russia keeps throwing drones into Europe, and I'm convinced the next few months, Article 4? You mean 5? I don't know what's in Article 4 of the NATO alliance. I don't know. I don't know what the play is. It's just illogical, right? And there's some that say he's doing it because he wants NATO to get, triggered and pulled into the conflict. Ukraine is doing pretty good on their own against Russia. Why would you want to increase that? It's illogical. And before anyone's like, well, Russians are idiots. Yes, but Putin is not stupid. He's crazy. He's fucking insane, but he's not stupid. So like that's the part that's illogical to me. I feel like Putin is actually pretty smart. He's batshit crazy, but I feel like everyone in between him and the soldiers all the way on the front are complete bumbling idiots. But Putin is insane. It's a cat start his life paired with a Spicer 5 and 4 dual stick. Now it has an 18 speed. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. 18 speed. I miss ripping through gears like that. It was always a good time. Might be a bigger play at play. I don't know what the play would be. No, Article 4 is when they discuss war. Is it? California's taking its time with their people. I hear the government is even pulling the population's hair. What? Oh, I get it. You're making a reference to getting by the government. I got it. I hate it when chat does that. Not you guys. It's this thing. Have you looked into the MQ-9B Sky Guardian and Sea Guardian? The Sky Guardian is basically a mesh network of airborne early warning platform, and Sea Guardian is maritime warfare and doubles as the P-8 Poseidon CCA. I haven't looked into the Sky Guardian or the Sea Guardian, but AIAMD is, well, IAMD, which is Integrated Air Missile Defense, is the wave of the future. All sensors talking to all shooters. Now, it's an incredibly difficult problem. Because you think like, well, all sensors can talk to each other. Yes, but a sensor needs to work with a specific shooter in order to engage a specific target. Now, up until recently, nobody in the world, except for us, can do what we're trying to do. And we've already tested it a few times in a vacuum, but then you do like operational tests and shit like that, which is where you fire a interceptor, a missile, either from an airborne platform, ground-based platform, naval platform, and then it is picked up by one or more other sensors that are outside of its organic, launch platform to guide it into its target. It is an incredibly complex problem. Gigabytes of data are processed in seconds. You should see the server racks inside IBCS. They're fucking insane. But that's the way of the future. I have not looked into the Sky Guardian or the Sea Guardian. I have not seen either one of those. Look up Paris Hilton and Provo, the Provo thing. I don't know if I should be looking up Paris Hilton anything. But we'll look. What? No, that's not what I want. What are we doing here? Who the hell's Provo? Oh. A Utah State. A girls' boarding school in Utah has lost their license. And apparently it's where Paris Hilton said that she was assaulted. I don't know what kind of assault. I've not heard this. It's on the BBC. The facility failed the children in its care. Yeah, no shit. Huh. I'm going to have to look into that. California government giving the population its Ethan Long. Thanks, Arando. Congratulations, you now have gonorrhea syphilitis. No, I haven't heard anything about that Provo thing. Live in Minnesota, all red except major cities. Yes, it is. I mean, the major cities in most states are pretty blue. Like New Mexico is considered a blue state, but like I'm in one of the smaller cities. Well, not smaller cities. It's a big city by New Mexico standards, but small by like big city standards. The college kids that go to school here, all a bunch of fucking commie idiots. Communism sounds great until you start putting in the human factor. Well, everyone gets everything they want. Cool. What if someone has something else that you're not able to get and they're hoarding extra amounts of it and then you want to do the same thing and then somebody's going to go without? Welcome to the human factor. Sounds fucking great, doesn't it? Anyways. But like all the people who've been here for a long time, especially blue collar workers, they're all pretty conservative. I heard something funny the other day. Somebody, who was it talking? It was like, I think it was two family members. One of them was kind of liberal, and the other one was conservative. And the conservative guy was much better off. And he's like, don't worry, when you start making actual money, you'll be conservative. And I was like, damn, that's rough. Grummy Bear has a facility outside of Provo. The only one that I know Northrop has is where everyone has one is fucking Huntsville, Alabama. For those of you who are unaware, Huntsville, Alabama is like Silicon Valley for war. That's the best explanation. I don't know if I made that up or if I heard it somewhere. Everyone makes bombs, missiles, C2 systems, everything. PsyOp anime. Can I do the Friday stream in buff voice only? Bro, it would be... That would destroy my vocal cords. The country summons a meeting with the other countries to talk about an attack. It's a step before Article 5. Poland invoked it last year. I stand corrected. I'm not familiar with all the articles off the top of my head. I will let you do that one. Maybe? Weapons and Wolfram asked in the Discord if you could go deeper into politics. Like balls deep? I mean, I got to climb into politics? Okay, the party switch. We're going to talk about the party switch. Didn't happen until the civil rights movement when black people were afforded an entire vote instead of 3/5. All right. And that's when they realized on one side of the aisle that they weren't going to ever win unless they had garnered the black vote. So then they became the, party of opportunity and freedom and, liberation and stuff like that. Having never done anything like that for them. Oh man, I know weapons right now is like throwing shit. Hey, I brought up an interesting idea on Twitter, and people are loving it. And I mean, honestly, I kind of made it as satire, but hear me out. I said, hey, UK, and I invited Australia. I said, Australia can come too. How about, and I called it a retard exchange program. We're all retards. It's fair. Wouldn't consider 100.
Would you intercept me?
A small town. Anyways.
I'd intercept me.
I wouldn't consider 111,000 people a small town. Anyways, I have to go. BTW, you did the buff stream after the gun show in Nevada.
I did. You're right. I did the buff stream back then. Wasn't great. It was on my mobile setup, but I had a good time. Wither, it's always good to have you here. You're just, I'm not making it up. That's what I read once upon a time. Because I was like, was there a party switch? I looked at conservative. I looked at liberal. That's kind of what I came up with. But anyways, so, oh my God, there was a point that I was getting at. Oh, no. So what I brought up on X, I go fucking ham on X. I have so much fun over there. It's a dumpster fire. I'm a very much put your money where your mouth is, right? So for example, something has to be done about the amount of school shootings that the U.S. has, right? Is it the biggest problem out there? No, I will never say that it is. Is it a significant issue? Yes, because we have more than anywhere else in the world. We also report a lot of things as school shootings, like suicides and stuff like that, but that's neither here nor there, right? And I'm like, look, we need to do something, because right now you have both sides arguing, I know how to fix it, and they never do anything, and then guess what? We're stuck right back where the fuck we are. So like a long time ago, I was like, how about we just split it down the middle? We have one state say we're going to restrict gun access like California and see if it fixes things. And then the other one is going to just give everybody fucking guns. And we're going to see how they go. And we're going to just compare those notes. So I made this suggestion. I was like, UK, how about we do a retard exchange program? You send us all your like freedom loving, I love guns, I want strict borders, I'm, law. You send us all those. And we'll send you all of our love, peace, open borders, no one's illegal on stolen land people. You get all those. We'll just give it 5 years. Just see what happens. I'm curious at this point, right? It's more of a human experiment. And I got it. The UK's been around for a long time, 1,000 years. Unfortunately, instead of taking all the freedom-loving Americans and putting them over there, it wouldn't work. They're kind of further gone. It would be a harder ask. I feel like it's easy to go this way, And somebody brought up Canada, and I'm like, that's going to happen anyways. Don't worry about that. Alberta is going to rise again. The West is going to rise up in Canada. NSSRI addicted. Yep. Yeah. Dude, that whole situation. So my wife has been paying very close attention to the Lindsay, the woman who killed her 3 kids and then tried to kill herself. She pays very close attention. We both agree that she did it. That's not a question. I don't know personally how bad postpartum psychosis or depression can be. I have no idea. I have no clue. I do genuinely believe that the woman was asking for help based off of all of her medications she was on. I think she was failed by the system. She went and got seen by a whole bunch. But am I the only one that thinks that like a lot of middle-aged women are kind of fucking crazy about this? Like, I feel like, you can disagree with what happened. You can say it was awful. I think that's a reasonable thing to say. But she still did it. Won't learn from you, just confuse him. Hey, hold on. Religion. If the missile moron does it, that's on him. What did the missile moron do? Damn it, it did that thing again. It does that shit. Hey, big man, let's talk songs. What do you know about Patti LaBelle and Aretha? I love Aretha Franklin. R-E-S-P-C-T. Yeah. Great singers, great music. Absolutely. Patti LaBelle. Name doesn't ring a bell. No pun intended. But I would probably recognize their music. I have a really bad habit of that. Like, I won't recognize somebody as like a singer, and then I hear their music. I'm like, oh, I know that song. I'm just here as a witness. Hell yeah, man. The kids were failed by the whole village. Totally agree. Totally agree. Is the husband negligent? Yeah. Is he possibly a piece of shit? Yep. Was he cheating on her? Fucking better believe it. Not an excuse to do what you did. Sorry. Smash or pass? USS New Jersey from Azure Lane Buff.
Oh yeah, Zerlane's the people that like make military aircraft into like sexy anime waifus and shit. Nah, I'm pretty well tied up to Rush's mom.
If we cannot get Mrs. Linecrosser as a VA for a video, can we get another Pepperbox woman? We need one for the XB70. Yes. Yes. We'll get somebody, I promise. There was no great switcherning. Oh, I know. I just don't like party politics in general. Oh, hey, back in my day, we had gun racks in the truck and windows at school, 0 school shootings. Well, so this is the thing. It's monkey see, monkey do. And it's a very watered down way of looking at it. But if you're an angry kid and you want notoriety and stuff like that, that's why I'm saying, if you want these to stop, bully the shooters. Don't call them by their name. Call them slurs. And you can argue that saying a slur is wrong. You can do that all you want to, but I'm just saying, like, he was bullied for being called gay. So anyways, more on this. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube. This F slur at 7. You know what? Fuck it. Take away their notoriety. Make it no longer worth it for them. Be like, you know what? If I do this, they're just going to call me more names after I'm dead. Yep. Bullying works in some aspects. If it's a black person, I can say it. Baltimore is best anime shipfu. What is going on? Oh, is it Protocol 4 time? It is Protocol 4 time. Hold on. He's seeping. He's kind of got a limp, so I'm going to grab this. Where's the Fritz? Oh, Fritz is in his little bed back there. You see him? Little Fritz head. It's okay, bud. It's okay. It's okay. Here, you get 2. You get 3. You get 2. Good boys. All right. I'm watching that indie race. Hell yeah, brother. I don't have much time to care for a dog, but should I adopt? Well, it depends. Dogs take a lot of time. My entire life revolves around these guys. And some people may find that kind of like wild, but when I accept an animal into my home, they are circumstantially a part of my family. You can argue if that's right or wrong, or, I don't like, I've on my YouTube, I think on the header, it says like dog dad. It's just because I'll never be a dad unless I adopt. And that's okay. I wouldn't adopt if you don't have the time, because in my personal opinion, there is a special place in hell for somebody who adopts an animal and then has to give it back or put it in a shelter because they can't take care of it anymore. Personal opinion. I understand people fall in hard times. I would live in my truck and eat fucking ramen noodles and ice water, but Knox would be taken care of. No shame. No shame. Your idea sucks. If you give up countries to socialism, you have to seriously defend your country, and you've let these other countries have weapons. That is that is Oswolf. That is probably one of the best arguments I've heard all day. Some guy just called me retarded on Twitter, and I was like, tell me why it's a bad idea. Circumstantially, you're handing over nuclear weapons to potentially aggressor nations. Honestly, that's a fair counterpoint. I like it. That's a fair assessment. Holy chat delays. I know, I'm way behind. Rob Schneider or Ricky Gervais for White House press secretary. I would love to have Ricky Gervais as press secretary, just because that whole, was it the Golden Globes or something? Was it the Oscars? Where he's like, he was your friend. I don't care. Like, called out everybody. I love every bit of that. I love it when someone on the inside says something like that. But I don't know if we've seen Ricky Gervais in any other movies since then, because Hollywood probably blacklisted him. Was it Golden Globes? Oh man, your dog is nodding in agreement. I'm telling you. So I remember reading something a long time ago, and it's still, I mean, it's good, but it also kind of hurts. To dogs, we're like elves that live hundreds of years. They get old, they get gray, and we look the same. So, they're only part of our life, but we're their whole life. And my dude back there deserves to be happy and comfortable. And I hope I don't have to have that conversation with his vet. Is he in pain? Yeah. Still asking if you heard about the F-16 that crashed in Turkey about a couple weeks ago. Was that the one that there's the video of, like, doing treetop level, or was that Ukraine? Like, hit the fucking treetop? Saw it off, Ethan. I'm not here for the feels. That's fair. That's fair. Is Fitz a hobbit? Nah. I don't know what he is, but I like Fritz. Yes, pets are family. Yeah, when I lose that big boy, it's gonna be rough. Corporal Butters here. Love your content. Fucking hate how hard it is to give you $10. Had to sterilize my original message. Oh, was it Wolfram that did it? He was like, no. I feel like Wolfram just like has his room all blacked out. I don't even know what Wolfram looks like. I could walk past him in public. I have no idea what the guy looks like. I don't know what most of my mods look like. I know what Kozak looks like because I've hung out with Kozak. I know what Scoob, well, I don't know if Scoob still mods. I mean, he was out and then he's back. I talk to Scoob every once in a while. I know what Scoob looks like. But I feel like Wolfram just sits here like on these evenings, just head in his hand and glances up at chat repeatedly while wearing like a fucking Sith hood. And he's just like, no. Hawk Tua for press secretary. She fell off. Oh, France, you need up here. Come on. Oh, okay. Hi, Buffalo. What's up, my best buddy? Your breath smells awful. It's terrible. You're adorable, but your breath is just god awful. I would go and brush your teeth, but it would just smell like you took a shit in a pine forest full of mint. Like that's, oh man. I would add Jimmy Carr for press secretary. I think Scott Jennings would do good. I don't know who Scott Jennings is off the top of my head. Probably remember the face. Jimmy Carr is hilarious. I need to find out the next time he's on tour. I would love to go see Jimmy Carr live. I'm not a big fan of like comedians like live. Not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of live shows in general, just because people. There's so many people. And I don't know if that's the vet side of me or something else, but just packing large numbers of people makes me incredibly concerned. Like when my wife took me to that BTS concert, I was looking around and I was like, I have no control over anything in this situation. Like if something goes wrong, I have zero control. And it makes me very, very concernicus. But Jimmy Carr, I would love to go see Jimmy Carr. I think he's hilarious. A lamb, a drum, and a snake fall off a cliff. But I'm going to give you one that is equally terrible. What? What do you want? You have hair sticking out of your face. I'm going to give you one that's equally terrible. I have to give you some background because you're not air defenders. So on Pack 3 and Pack 3 MSE interceptors, they have these things called attitude adjusters. I know you can make your jokes about your dad had an attitude adjuster made out of a leather belt. Everyone makes that joke, right? But they're attitude adjusters. And what they are is they're little rocket boosters. I can't remember the exact number of them, but they're right behind the warhead. And as the missile, if it needs to turn real hard, of course it has, tail fins and stuff like that, but it also will blast those out and it'll roll and it'll blast off like 6 of them so that it can turn hard enough. And the joke is, why did no one like the Pack 3? Because it had a bad attitude. This is why I don't have any friends. Is Fritz a Lost Wizard's familiar? The wizard was rewarded. Retarded. Oh, wait. Fritz, they're making fun of you. You have a hair in your eyeball. Give me that. Faces are for holding. No, come on. Faces are for holding. You little rat. Slurs, please keep kindergarten stuff. If you want to make psychological scar, you need to do things that Google won't let me put in a message. also a solid plan. We got to figure out something with these school shooters, man. We got to take out the notoriety of it. We got to do it. We have to. Like, as an American, I will say that there is a genuine problem, right? The problem is, why do we have young people that think that that is their only option? I don't blame the guns. I don't blame the firearms. Sometimes I blame the parents for access to firearms, but that's situation dependent. I blame misdiagnoses. I blame a mental health condition, SSRIs. Like, I blame stuff like that. Well, not the drug itself, but maybe the amount that somebody is on. I blame those things, but we got to figure out what the hell's going on. Dog been licking the electrical sockets, I see. Oh. Hang on, we got to slick your hair back. Hang on. Let me get this. Let me stop. You're doing Cindy Lou Who. Oh, man. Needed more HLC, so awesome in your life. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. I really do. I got back from Ukraine 3 weeks ago from a marriage introduction agency group trip. They need Patriots, drones. I slept through. The women are hot. I mean, I don't doubt it, man. Ukraine is for lack of a better term, a nightmare right now. Everything going on, and I feel for him. But I will also say I am incredibly impressed with the Ukrainian defense that has been mounted, whether it is through forced conscription or whatever, but I am incredibly impressed. I genuinely thought the Ukrainians were going to get steamrolled in a couple of days. I'm okay being wrong. Hello, Cushman has arrived. Homeboy got back from mail order bride trip with ground truth intel. Put them in the Thunderdome with the... I'm not against that. But somebody said soft parenting. I also believe in that. You know, this is the thing. When I was growing up as a kid, I didn't fear the police, right? I didn't fear the police. I didn't, like, I can't do this because I'll get, a ticket or I'll go to jail. Didn't faze me. My dad whooping my ass terrified me. My mom and dad, I was always afraid of them more than any police officer, more than any sheriff, more than anything. And there's a middle ground, right? Anytime someone starts stepping over that line, you want down? All done. You're not getting any more. We got like a half hour. You're chilling. Remove their names for one thing. Facts. The Ukraine leaderboard is so funny. I don't know if I've seen the leaderboard. Ukraine proved that Russia is a paper tiger. I don't know if they're a paper tiger, but they are a retarded tiger. That's for damn sure. I mean, they're still causing casualties. I don't know what their end state looks like. I really don't anymore. Like sometimes they're gaining ground, sometimes they're losing ground. The casualty numbers are astronomical. I just don't know what the end game is. So to put it in perspective, okay. When the Russians were in Afghanistan, yeah, we gave stingers, but that was like towards the end. 3 times Russia tried to secure the Shykot River Valley, and 3 times they failed. America secured it. The first time we went in there, it wasn't an easy fight. Operation Anaconda, and with what was the name of that airman who got the Medal of Honor? Or 2 medals of honor for what he did. John Chapman. Operation Anaconda, John Chapman, 10th Mountain, SEALs, all those guys out there, they dropped so much ordnance. They changed the topography, and I'm not making a buff joke there. That's a real thing. 200 airstrikes a day for 7 days straight. Different sources say 10 days, some sources say 17 days, but I mean, that's when they were officially able to clear everything, but over 200 a day for 7 days straight. Russia failed to seize the Shykot Valley. America seized it. So, like, this is the thing. If Russia had all of Ukraine and there were insurgency groups that were popping up and coming across the border and attacking Russians, I would expect them to keep it going, right? Like, I would expect them to occupy. Like, that's what I expect. Bro, they haven't even taken the whole country. Like, what is the end goal? Yeah, we say that. We really don't get to redraw. No, I mean, we didn't do it, but it changed the topography. I don't know. Yes, in terms of map scale, even a 2 kilogram bomb isn't that big. You're right. Or 2,000 pound bomb. You're absolutely correct. But they dropped thousands of munitions in Shicon. Like, dude, it's insane. Please. And weapons, this is one thing that I might be more versed in than you, because my students all had to write an essay about Operation Anaconda, and I had to read every single one of them. I hate grading papers. But there's a lot of... Yeah, we say that. I recently got a new wallet from Ukraine. Hell yeah. Parents were never physical with me, but I feared disappointing them because I love them and didn't want to hurt them. Yeah, I mean, each kid's individual. Did my parents whoop my ass? Yes. However, every single one I got, I deserved. And I say that as an adult. And they're like, some fucking skittle-haired idiot is going to be like, oh, that's because you're traumatized and you think you deserve it. No, when my mom is shopping for a shirt for my dad for his birthday with very little money and just trying to get him something for his birthday, and me and my brother are acting like hooligans and got her kicked out of the store, I deserved that. I deserved every fucking bit of that. When my brother showed me how cool it was to break all the gauges inside an 18-wheeler with a rock, and we shattered every gauge in all of my dad's trucks, I deserved that. I deserved every bit of that. Like, I get it. There are things in this world, and there's some truckers in this chat right now who heard me say that, and they're like, oh, I would have beaten you to death. Like, every single gauge inside one of those trucks. Every single one. Yeah, nah, dude, I was a shit kid. I deserved every bit of it. When it comes to bombs coming off jets, I read about it. Oh, I know you do. Yeah, it's like when you're in the military and, so people like HLC, you've had Article 15s. Yeah, I had 2 of them. First one, I didn't deserve. I didn't deserve that shit at all. I was singing Epic Rap Battles of History, the Mr. Rogers versus Mr. T one, walking through the motor pool, and they said that I was being overtly racist. It was an EO violation. There's nothing in that song that is racist. They put me in for a field grade. I went to my sergeant major, who was black, by the way, and I had typed out all the lyrics and the URL, and I highlighted exactly what I said. I was like, Sergeant Major, these are the exact words that I said. Here's the URL. You can go and check it anytime you like. And he downgraded it. He's like, this is not field grade material. And then my first sergeant, who hated my guts, hit me with a company grade. I didn't deserve that one at all. Second one, I deserved the shit out of that. I deserved every bit of it. I ran naked across the training area making a joke about a flash flood. I deserved every bit of punishment I got. I get that. He thought this was America. How did you live? Dude, my dad, like I said, every ass whooping I ever got, I deserved. I deserved every single one of them. Did I sing as Grandpa Buff? I did not, no. Shouldn't have pissed off the first sergeant. I remember that first sergeant. His name was Noyce. Like, when, Jacob Peralta says, like, Noyce. His name was spelled Noyce. So he gave me the Article 15, and he suckered me into it, too. I should have just said trial by court-martial, but I was at E4 at the time. I didn't know. And he suckered me into it. He's like, look, you're about to PCS. Let's do this. You'll do your 14 of 14, and then you'll PCS, and you'll get a fresh start, and we'll go with you. And I was like, you know what? I appreciate it, First Sergeant. And then I learned a whole bunch more. And I remember I was on leave before I went to Korea, and I went back down there to see all my buddies, with my new MOS. I went back down there to go check it out. And he had demoted me from E4 to E3. And while I was in AIT, I became an E4 again. And I was down there in civilian saying hi to all my buddies I went to Afghanistan with. I was about to PCS, and he was like, hey, Private Long. And I was like, oh, it's specialist now, First Sergeant. I went to parade rest, did everything I was supposed to do. And he's like, oh, specialist, so you got your rank back. I was like, yes, I did. He's like, good. Did you learn your lesson? I was like, oh, First Sergeant, I should thank you. I learned so much from you. I learned an incredible amount. He's like, really, what'd you learn? I said, I learned the senior NCO I'm not going to be. He proceeded to start yelling and screaming and kicked me out of his AO. That's fair. That I was respectful. But that's the lesson that I learned. 556 people are in here. Nice. I don't cross lines. I request a trial by court martial. I should have done that. Yeah, I should have requested a trial by court martial because that would have gotten. There's no jag on the planet that would have stood in front of a fucking 2-star and played the epic rap battles of history and said that this guy is racist. There isn't a jag officer on the face of this earth who would have done that. I have to dip, but I love your content, man. I'll miss the vids. Basic and AIT. MEPS hates me because of my brain surgery. Not stopping me, though. Hell yeah, Evan. Don't quit, man. The military is easy. Like, they will give you so many tries as long as you just don't quit. Like, that's all you have to do. I tell people all the time, the military is easy. Just try. If you fail, learn from it and keep trying. Like, that's all you have to do, man. The military will give you, like, endless amounts of tries. I had to ban a guy from my equipment because of all the dumb shit he did. And then he was with me in senior leader course when I was going to become an E7. He was also put in my group because he was functionally retarded. And functionally is giving him more credit than it's due. I had to ban the guy from my equipment because he was just such an idiot. Fun fact, HLC has 56 more people than where I live. Dude, you out in the boonies, Samurai. You aren't a Marine unless you have at least one NJP. You know, Chesty was right about a few things. Chesty was definitely right about a few things. And you know, honestly, I'm very glad I had my NJPs. I'm very, very glad. Because I knew firsthand what the punishment felt like on the far side. And I can count on one hand the amount of times that I recommended max for a soldier. I gave out a lot of Article 15s. You fuck around, you're going to find out. I recommended a lot of them. Probably 40 in my career as the recommending NCO. And I think I said maximum 2 or 3 times. And max is 45 days extra duty, 45 days restricted to the installation, 1 month revocation of pay for 2 half months, and reduction in rank from E4 to E1. If you're E4 or below, you go automatically to E1, but if you're E5 or E6, you go to E4. Well, E6, you go to E5. You lose 1 rank if you're an NCO. And I think it was either 2 or 3 times. I remember one of them, Carter. Dude didn't learn his lesson. I remember Carter. I tried everything I could with that kid. Now, honestly, it kind of bugs me that I was never able to help him figure out how to be an adult. And like that still kind of bugs me that I could never help that kid. But I recommended him, and then we're standing there in front of our command team, and they were like, do you have anything to say on your behalf? And I'm standing at the position of attention because I have a field grade officer reading the riot act in E4. And he stands there and he goes, no. And my first sergeant was there and he's like, no, I have nothing to say. Just give me my fucking punishment. And like mouthed off. My first sergeant was quick on the draw. He beat me to it. He's like, you watch your mouth when you speak to the commander. He beat me to it. I was like opening my mouth and taking a breath about to fucking come at him. And my first sergeant beat me to it. And then when he left, he was like, what's your recommendation? And went around the room and got to my recommendation. I said, max. And because I'd given so many Article 15s, when max came out of my mouth, my commander was like, seriously? And I was like, obviously he ain't learning his lesson. Still wanted to mouth off after he's in trouble. That's a him problem. Take his money, take his rank, take his fucking time. I don't give a shit. Hit him with everything you got. You want to move everything else and just go ahead and do hard labor? We could do that too. I don't give a shit. Cool hand Luke line work. Some people you just can't reach. That's fair. I had to do one of the hardest lessons I ever learned as a leader. And it still bugs me, is watching your people fail. Knowing you can change the outcome, but they're going to learn from the failure. And it was my buddy Lockwood. I still talk to him. We actually golf sometimes. He's out here. And there was this guy. He's still in. I'm not going to say his name. It was this guy, and he was fucking everything up. Hot shit in the system. When you put him on the system and he's like fighting, really good air defender. Phenomenal air defender. Couldn't lead his way out of a wet paper bag. Everything you told him to do just went wrong in the worst possible way. I'd be like, hey, I need to see your counseling packets. And he'd come back 5 minutes later and be like, there's a buffalo in my office. How does that happen? Like everything else is just the hardest task in the world for him to accomplish. But anyways, and he was fucking everything up. And I was watching him not prepare his soldier to go to BLC. And I was like, this isn't the soldier's fault. The soldier is doing everything they can. They don't know what right looks like. And I'm watching this NCO fail them at every step. And I kept stepping in and trying to fix it, stepping in and trying to fix it. Lockwood eventually pulled me aside. He's like, you got to let him fail. And I was like, but Sabarzo was the name of the soldier. And he's out now. And I was like, but Sabarzo, he deserves better than this. He deserves to be fucking prepared. He's like, yes, but the other guy, you have to let him fail. You have to let him fail, man. And I watched and I gritted my teeth and I bit my tongue and I was just like, this is not going to go well. Well, yeah. Sabarzo went down to BLC. Next thing I know, we get a phone call from the commandant of the basic leader course. Okay, Sergeant so-and-so, let's go down there. I'm going to explain to them how I watched you fail at every turn and I wasn't able to fix it. This is great. So much fun. Oh, love it. Yeah, dude, I hated it. I hated it. Oh, hardest lesson I ever had to learn as an NCO. Let me see. I was a contractor part of TF-58, then assigned as comms person as part of Jacinta. Went home for 30 days. Where was that at? Oh, Homie the Clown? Where were you at? Crappy leadership in the military will ruin personal experience in the service. Absolutely. I hate when I see a good soldier get out because their NCO or their leadership is trash. I hate that. But then the military, if you're a good NCO or you're a good leader, what they do is they like to make you in charge of fucking everything. And you're getting the same pay as the other staff sergeants or sergeants first class who are going home at 3 p.m. and you're there until 7 o'clock at night, 6 days a week, trying to train a whole battery and get them ready for fucking war. Personal experience. But yeah, drives me nuts, man. Gotta go HLC. Have a good weekend. Thank you for what you do. Thank you so much, the Geo Cheese. Need to send you a story for kind of consensual. Also told Badge 502 in his live, give AC a hard time on the next visit to Unsub. P.S. I'm working in Leavenworth currently. Well, you met one of my old soldiers down there. Yeah, I think he's out now. I don't know how long you've been working in Leavenworth at the penitentiary. If you know a Peter Lewis, Peter is spelled kind of weird. It's like Peiter or something like that. Spelled fucking weird. Manslaughter charge. Yeah, he was one of mine. The case is closed. You guys can get mad at me for name dropping. Don't care. Shouldn't have killed your friend. I was back to hear that. I appreciate it, man. 18 years old and having surgery last January really shit on my plans. I got a good ASVAB score and I'm ready. That motivated the fuck out of me. That's all you got to do, man. Just don't quit. You got this. You got this, Evan. HLC is the hardest part of being a parent, too. I can't imagine. Like, I'm not a parent. I am not a parent. Parenting is just something I'm very unfamiliar with, but I know it hurt me to watch my soldiers go through it. I can only imagine as a parent and knowing that there's nothing you can do and you just have to let them fail. Bro, that's for the birds, my guy. As Mover says about the military, make them tell you. Fell into that do more at the same rate trap. Oh, dude. When I was at Fort Sill, and I probably told you this one before, when I was at Fort Sill, I was the battery trainer, E7 Master Gunner position. I was in E6. And was I a seasoned E6? No. The day I pinned 6, they're like, you're our battery trainer. Okay. Also not a Master Gunner. Had to figure all that out. That was fun. Headquarters Platoon Sergeant, ComSec NCO, Commo Cage NCO, Alternate Armorer, Primary UPL. Is that everything? Is that everything? I feel like I'm missing some. But yeah, dude, I was choking while typing. Make them tell you no. I have a child, every senior NCO. Dude, oh, those kids. I was back. Oh, no, I got that. I used to think I could train a chimpanzee to do what I did. Then I came across someone who seemed deliberately to do everything wrong. Dude, it's so wild, man. What is it? Is it from The Office where he looks at him and he goes, why are you the way you are? That is the military in a nutshell. Like, that is because soldiers, NCOs, leaders, whoever, doesn't matter the rank, they do stuff and you're like, why are you the way you are? Why? Who hurt you? What is happening in your life that is that bad? Like, you always want to blame it on something else. Head weenie watcher. Did that one a few times too. That's why I volunteered for UPL, because every UA, it was like, we need observers. Sergeant Long, get over here. Why me, man? We got corporals. That's what corporals do. The second you pick up stripes, it's like you get to look at wieners. Don't know why that's an NCO task. Make the officers do it. Maybe they'll learn something. Parenting sucks because you're just teaching your kids not to need you if you do it right. That's fair. Parenting is also a wild card. And I don't mean this in a derogatory way. Of course, I assume, John Smith, your children are great, right? And they're going to do great things in the world. I'm not saying this about you. But children are a wild card, man. You can do everything right, send them to the right schools, get them the right education. You can teach them the right morals, right from wrong, how to drive. You do all these things right. And then one day they're just like, I'm going to try meth. Such a wild card, man. Peckerhawk, dude, we had this guy, First Sergeant Dunning. I don't know if I've ever told this story on here. I've told it before to my friends, but I don't know if I've ever told it on here on live. First Sergeant Dunning. And I like First Sergeant Dunning. He was an interesting character. He's from like fucking deep woods, Alabama. He was like a 6'6", and I'm not exaggerating, black dude with the deepest voice you've ever heard. You know, who's that guy who played in the Green Mile? How deep his voice was? Dunning's voice was as deep, if not deeper than his. Right? First Sergeant Dunning, enormous black dude, super chill. I love this guy. He would always tell, on Friday for our safety brief, he'd be like, hey, yo, soldiers, don't be drinking that Acadam. And we're like, Acadam? And he's like, yeah, that stuff will make you Acadam fool. Like he's from the deep woods of Alabama somewhere, right? Big old dude. I arrived at Fort Sill from Korea. This is for the first time. I arrived at Fort Sill and they have a UA and I'm an NCO. And they're like, you need to watch Peckers. And you know who I needed to watch? First Sergeant fucking Dunning. And I'm like, I always kind of like kitty corner because you have to watch it leave the body. You literally have to stare at the man's wang. Okay. You have to watch it leave the body. And I'm like, kind of like catty corner from this dude. And I'm like looking and I'm like, and he's like, you need to get in here, get a better view. And I was like, no, you're going to put an eye out with that thing first, Sergeant. Let's just fucking handle it. Like, just do. Don't worry. I didn't miss it. Hold on. I'm a little behind. Hold on. Could you maybe make an HLC state of mind on the Lexington raid Falklands incident? It's one time German fucked with America's boats. I don't know hardly anything about the Falklands wars that have existed there.
As a parent, you can do everything right and they go and become an army air defender. #disappointed ad.
Well, I'm sure your child is disappointed in you that you weren't an army air defender. Everyone is created equal. Some of them become air defenders. It's not my job. I'm not talking down to you gappers. Some of us are ADA, Alcoholics Defending America. That's what we're here for. First to fire. Although most of what I shot down was morale, but still, okay? Everyone's created equal. Some become air defenders. Adulterated tests are the worst, bro. No, I didn't miss your super chat. I got it though, didn't I? I don't know hardly anything about the Falklands in general. I'm willing to look at the Lexington raid with the Falklands incident. I've not heard of this. I'm unfamiliar with this. I will look into it. I can't guarantee anything, but I'll look into it. My son-in-law just got out. He was a 19 Delta. Happy Pride. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Oh man. Some of us look down at the ADA literally. Yeah, that's fine. We'll look up at you, birds away. Cav at Riley with the big red one. I was a 19 kilo for the first couple years of my military career. So kilos and deltas, we have like an old rivalry. It's, so as soon as I saw 19 Delta, I was like, well, happy Pride. No, hey, honestly, Xbox Medic, it's a good thing, man. Like it doesn't matter what you did in the military. You still volunteered to do your job, and military experiences may vary. Some of them suck a lot. Some of them suck a little. You just have to pick your level of suck. That's what I told my nephew. I was like, every job in the military sucks in one way or another. Every single one. Every one. You have to pick what level of suck you want to deal with. That's all you got to do. All of them suck. Like, to me, I hear weapons got to load ammunition and missiles and bombs onto planes. And that sounds cool as shit. But I bet it sucked at times. Running across a 120 degree fucking tarmac carrying a 2,000 pound GBU and you're just like, this sucks dick. Not carrying, but like probably on a truck, right? I get it. Everything sucks. Air defense sounds like really cool. I make it sound cool. Reality sucks.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
OMG, that was the greatest line ever. Next family function is going to be great.
Well, thank you. Oh. Do you have Fritz? Oh, I guess my wife is home. She went out to eat. Xbox Medic. I'm glad I got you to laugh, man. I had to have some some fun with that. Yes, I carried them by hand. Me strong. No, you're not. You're in the Air Force. You're smart. You're not strong. There's a difference. If you were strong, you wouldn't be smart and you would have ended up in the Marine Corps. Maybe Army, depending. Air defenders are like the only people in special ed that haven't eaten their crayons yet. What's that? My messages? Oh, okay. Oh, Mrs. Linecrosser just sent this to me. I'm sorry. Hold on, I got to read your name. Tim, hold on. Timotacaldini. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I have no idea how to pronounce this. Ty Mot Caldizini 6138. Your wife and you just got married. Can we get a shout out from Mr. HLC? Tim and Mia. Congratulations. Marriage is so rewarding. You nasty bitch. I'm sorry. I'm trying to give a heartfelt thing, but Knox just fucking crop dusted me. You nasty bitch. But congratulations. Like, seriously, I hope it was a great wedding. I wish you the best in all your future endeavors in life. I really do. I hope you all enjoy each other. And Mia, do that thing he likes, whatever that may be. I'm not judging. I'm not picking on anyone here. Mia, do that thing he likes. I'm on Team Tim. Bros. We're bros. Smart and air defenders are the opposite of billionaires and Epstein. Wait. Are the opposite of billionaires and Epstein Island? What does that even mean? She's laughing. Thank you so much. Good. Do that thing he likes. I don't know what that is. Sometimes that's leaving him alone, letting him play video games. If that's the thing he likes, hey, I don't judge. No, I wish you guys the best. I really do. Marriage is, it's a contract between you and the government where you bet half your shit you're going to love each other forever. I don't know if she's watching this right now. No, congrats, guys. Honestly. Okay, Gappers, I don't understand what you're asking there. Milne Bay. Nick will want to hear about it. Milne Bay. I kind of want to look into it because I'm going to be around Nick soon for Habitually Fat. So I do want to bring something up. You and Mrs. need YouTube your groomer business. Once it's up and running, groomer videos make bank. Oh yeah. No. I'm going to have, my participation in it, because I'm not very savvy in that. Like, yes, I understand business but I'm more like advertising and marketing manager. That's more my role, unless I need to do other things. If he's strong, he's army strong. He army strong. Army strong, not army smart. I'm gonna take a picture of this Milne.
Would you intercept me?
It's driving me nuts.
I'd intercept me.
Also,
Xbox Medic.
I need one of your mods to DM me your PO box. I do wood burning and have some stuff I made for you that I need to send you.
If you go to habituallinecrosser.com, it's written right at the top. But you can ask the mods. That's also an option, but it's also right at the... actually, let me go there around myself. I'm going. Come on, load. There we go. Doop. Let me do this. Boom. It is in chat. All I heard was marriage is a blessing and you nasty bitch, not realizing you were talking about your dog. Bro, he crop dusted me, man. I love that dude. He is my best friend in the whole wide world. But God, dude, his insides are gross. They're just nasty. Maybe don't call yourself a groomer. Well, so this is the thing. Hold on, Oswolf. I know where you're coming at me from. I get it. But dog groomers are called groomers, right? They're the groomers. for me, the one that I can't get over is when you hand cut a dog, like instead of using clippers, you use scissors. And like to, use thinning shears, there's a whole technique to it. They call it the act of scissoring. And I thought exactly what you're thinking right now. That is far worse than calling my staff groomers. And D-shed specialists. Is he a white German Shepherd? No, he is Australian Shepherd and Pit Bull mix. I love Knox. I would never mix those breeds ever again. Okay. I love that dude. And the only reason I know what he is because I know I've met his dad and mom years ago. His dad's name was Miklo and his mom's name was Nala. She was a little tiny, short, fat pit bull, and he was a solid white Australian Shepherd. He is cute is what he is. He is cute. That's my best buddy. That's my best buddy in the whole wide world. Wordplay. Try the HQ6 massively outperforms Patriot. Is it try the HQ6 massively outperforms the HQ6? I've not even heard of the HQ6. Maybe I might notice something else. Hold on. Okay. Let's see here. Massively outperforms Patriot. Mass 220 kilos. Length 3.6 meters, 203 millimeters, 33 kilogram warhead. Operational range 18 kilometers for SAM, 60 kilometers for anti-air. Maximum speed Mach 3, air and surface. It can be launched from air. Okay. Rocket motor. Produced since the late 1980s. I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find out anything else about it. And you might be trying to bamboozle me, but I can't tell you if these numbers are above or below Patriot. I can just tell you what they're above or below Patriot on Google and the wiki. Store name idea: Scissoring Groomers. I suggested that we have all of our groomers wear lingerie, and I was going to call it Mutts and Sluts. That didn't go over well. So we ended up with VIP pet grooming. You ever consider playing old school RuneScape? No, I played Dragon Wilds though a little bit. Because, no communist nation ever posted absolute bullshit on what their stuff can do. I don't. So I love how Patriot numbers have changed since they've been used in the war in Ukraine. Like the wiki has changed, which tells me Russians are updating the wiki, which is hilarious. Because, I don't know, before the war in Ukraine, it was a 100-kilometer range. Phoenix, are you even in here, Phoenix? Could have called it smutty mutts. Call it snip snip. Oh, I know. Kristen or Christian? Don't worry. I spend a lot of time on the floor with that dude. We hang out, we wrestle, we play with toys. That dude, I know. Trust me. I seem to be the only one on duty. Oh shit. That means Wolfram left. Let's talk shit about Canada. So Canada, shadow of its former self, basically a buffer zone for communism for the United States, and they get to be all cool and have their social programs. Their inflation is through the roof. You can't get a house there for less than $1 million nowadays. America's hat, yeah, used to be really cool. Lots of war crimes. Don't know what happened there. I don't know how you can be like the pinnacle of war crimes to like what Canada is now. And don't get me wrong, I have a soft spot for Canada. Canada was there for me when the United States wasn't. How do you ask? I was on leave from Afghanistan. I was 20 years old, hadn't quite turned 21 yet. I went to Detroit to visit one of my brothers and my cousins and stuff when I was on leave. And my cousin Ben, and I just saw Ben the other day, or was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And Ben was like, "You remember when I took you to Canada so we could get rocked?" Yes, I do. Canada was there for me, and I went and got drunk in Canada. Canada was there for me. Blame Nickelback? Why are we blaming Nickelback? Would you say it's America's largest national park? That's funny. That actually is kind of funny. Kristen, no spoken words are more true. Everything goes away so fast. Yeah. Canada's becoming Snow England. That spot in Canada we hit right before crossing. What? What did Gappers say? Is Gappers talking shit? It's easy. Look at this graph. Nickelback is a Canadian band? Damn. Is Nickelback Canadian? I like Nickelback. Now I really want to remake that part of the look at this photograph and just have it like something terrible happening in Canada. Newfoundland. What are we talking about? If we ever get involved in a war with China, I'm going to really laugh my ass off, and it turns out that the PLA shit is worse than the Russian Iranian shit. Well, there is some logic to that. A lot of it comes down to wartime experience. China has almost none. They're in an economic war with us right now. Anyone who says otherwise is fucking, their head is in the sand. Just pay attention to who makes deals in the world. China is in an economic war with the United States right now. It's a Cold War, so to speak. But the U.S. has a lot of wartime experience. And the reason why experience matters is, and I did read a little bit about it. I don't know all the details, and I'm hoping that it isn't just some fantasticized thing. I need to get the exercise notes. But apparently Ukrainians using some drones really overpowered an American brigade combat team, which is reasonable. The Ukrainians are fighting that every day. They have the experience. We need the experience. We don't have experience in that kind of... Would you call that asymmetric warfare? Would you consider Russia's invasion asymmetric warfare? Sorry for low amount on one of the pours. Just want to say thanks. Big fan. Hammerback, you don't have to donate, man. You do not. I do this because I like talking to people. I like hearing about you guys' lives. And why would I think that? There was an article about it. Are you saying why do I think it's asymmetric? Because maybe I don't fully understand the definition of asymmetric. I don't know every word. I'm not a wordsmith. I think I'm cool that I use words like arbitrary and aplomb and gubernatorial. Still don't really know what gubernatorial means. It's fun to say, though. Linear asymmetric. Okay. Former member of the U.S. military, would they allow you to visit, or further, do you want to visit? So because of my experience in the military and the things that I know, like right now the information is still fresh because I'm still fresh out, which means it is useful. I would love to be able to go visit some of these countries. Like China has a ton of history. I love history. I want to go see the what are they called? The Terracotta Warriors. I want to go bust open that fucking emperor's tomb that the Chinese say they're never going to do. I want to do that. But no, man, and then Russia, I would love to see St. Petersburg sometime. I would actually love to see Red Square. These are all things that are historically relevant. It's just, given my experience and my background, I could be used as leverage. So I'm going to just avoid them. But don't take it personal. Pretty much the Middle East and all of North Africa and Central, basically everywhere in Africa except for South Africa, is off my list as well. And I would love to see the savannah. Go out there on like a savannah ride, go see lions and shit in their natural habitat. I would love to do that. Don't think it's safe for me to do so. That tomb is probably fake. That's probably why they won't open it. Bastards. You're never seeing that shit. I know. I want to go see the Terracotta Warriors. I'm gonna write a letter to Xi Jinping and the CCP. Dear commie fuckface. Dear Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the punk ass. That might be a buff joke in the next video. Dear Winnie the punk ass. You should open up that Emperor's tomb. And if they respond that it's potentially booby-trapped, I'm going to bring up, you know, you have millions of enslaved people that have been forgotten about by society. Disposable. It's not my place to distinguish why they're permanently enslaved and forgotten by society. China did that. That's a them thing. Bro, Nick would never talk to you again if you went to... No, that's the thing. I could never go to China. I would love to. There's a ton of history there. But Japan is on the list. South Korea, I would love to go to again. Never been to the Philippines. I hear it's cool. Thailand, they had something going on. Didn't they have a border issue going on recently? I don't know if Thailand is in the works. Australia, definitely. But I want to find out what time of year they have less creepy crawlies and shit. Because I tell you, I'm one huntsman spider from jumping out a fucking 12-story window to my death. And I know there's going to be an Aussie in here like Oswolf. He's going to be like, oh, hey, you're just big old spiders. They're harmless, mate. No, don't care. Big ass spider, super fucking fast. Not cool in my book. Snakes, I think they're cool. I would see a snake. It'd be super venomous. I'd be like, that's cool, man. I like snakes. I wouldn't touch it because I respect it, but I'd be like, that's cool. I dig that. Smoker started, water's on, didn't mow. Hey, that JC... I don't know how to say that. Lithium come. JC come. That's a problem for you tomorrow, my dude. Crack open a cold one. Enjoy it. Oh, but he's a beauty. Huntsman of babies. Yeah, see? Nope. Australians, they just defend that shit. Not cool in my book. Feel like clusterfuck is more appropriate? Probably. Very likely. Oh, you want to hear about our lives? How about I do some tourist videos of Sydney, where to take the missus? This is the thing. Obviously, I love food, and I hear Australia has some good food. I've tried Vegemite before. I'm good. But other stuff, I'm down to try. I assume they probably have some decent sushi there. I got it. I know it's Japanese, but island nation. Well, not continent nation. It's a continent nation. It's not an island. Yeah, I would just, if you want to laugh, look up Arabian sand boa. Why wouldn't I'm not going to the Middle East again. No. That's why I don't even watch Aladdin anymore. People are like, well, why don't you like Aladdin? I lived Arabian Night for several years. It smells like butt. All of it. There's angry people that want to shoot you in the face with RPGs and shit. Angry people. You know why? No bacon, no bikinis. It's just a running theory I have. I don't know how accurate it is. But I personally find it very difficult to be upset about anything when I'm like judging a bikini contest while eating a Baconator. I don't think that there's anything in the world that would upset me at that point in time. Okay? And it's hot. Big time. Corporal Ray Parsons theory. Forgot AC. No, they have AC in a lot of places over there. They do. Well, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, UAE. Saudi has some AC. Kuwait has AC. Afghanistan, not so much. Is it weird? And I mean, I'll finish with this because we're about at the end of it. If you want the Arabian sand boa, sorry. Spiders all year, snakes more summer, shark attacks more summer. Crocs are just up the very northern part. Pavlova, I think, is Kiwi. Yeah, but don't you guys have like other shit in the water, like Portuguese man-o-war and box jellyfish and stingrays and just don't you have stonefish down there too? Fuck that. Is it strange? How do I word this? Due to my experiences in Afghanistan, I have a kind of natural distrust for Middle Eastern males. I think that's fair. My grandfather didn't really think highly of the Japanese. Fought in the Pacific Theater. That tracks. Okay. But I'm kind of curious. Like, I kind of want to talk to them and just see, like, Maybe we're in the same AO at the same time. Just, I don't even know what we would talk about, but I kind of just want to talk to some of the Taliban. Like, I mean, do you really think that it's all worth it? Do you think that you won? Like, you beat the guys we left in charge. You didn't beat us. Like, do you really think that you won? And like, did you just look at us like another conqueror? I don't know. I'm just, no bacon, no bikini. It's a crisis. Portuguese man of wars in the Gulf too. They suck to get stung by. Yeah, no. You would not find that conversation helpful. I don't think it would be helpful either. Battle of Brisbane is a football game. It's a football game now? I do want to come down there for Anzac Day. Was that Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada? I think that's Anzac. That's the thing. They more than likely rob you and hold you hostage. Yeah. Just because we're prior combatants. Like if we could find neutral ground, like I wouldn't go into Afghanistan to talk to the Taliban. Wouldn't do that. But like if we were both in neutral territory, just one-on-one. Yeah. Pine Gap was fun. 6 weeks, 89 and 91. Where the hell is Pine Gap? We have the Taliban at home. Just go to Toronto. Oh dear. How do you swoon a goat, or is it all grapes? More beer for Buff. I'm parked outside Dias Air Force Base tonight, hoping to see a Lancer fly by. Oh, you one of them autistic people. You don't think Canada's Anzac? Well, then what's the C in Anzac? I thought it was Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada. I thought that was what Anzac stood for. Could be wrong. But, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you see that Lancer tonight. Big bada boom. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for being here. Australia, New Zealand, Army Corps. I stand corrected. Thank you, Oswald. All right, thank you guys all so much for being here. If you'd like to support the channel, you can go to habituallinecrosser.com, get yourself some merch, maybe buy me a beer. You probably can't hear me right now because that's incredibly loud. But again, the only thing I will ever ask you guys is just watch my videos. Watch out for one another. Take care of each other. I love you guys. I'll see y'all next time. Believe me, my mom's side Middle Eastern, and my grandfather told me to fight for Palestine instead of the terrorists, but they live in the U.S. Damn, Evan. I bet family gatherings are fun. I'll see you guys.